Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Couldn't help but notice
There we go.
that Keith's got some temporary water weight gain today. Chris, do we have any Midol or Pamprin available?
Got both. I'll get it.
We got both. Okay. Take one of each, Keith, and let's see if we can't get you.
Appreciate you caring.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that kind
I
of
didn't think
swelling.
anyone would notice.
That kind of swelling, no, it's somewhat noticeable.
Okay.
All right.
Let me eat!
I don't know where that came from. It's just temporary water weight gain.
Thank you.
It's 5 dreaded days during the month. So we'll get it figured out here. Obviously, Jeffy joins us today. Surprisingly, that is not Keith over there. To my left, perhaps you're right. I don't know how that works out on the screen, actually. But, wow, what a day. And we still have so much that we're not going to be able to get to it all. But we will endeavor to get to as much of it as possible. The hurricane, geez, it is just so devastating. 191 dead so far. And still many missing. I don't even know what the number is, but...
I mean, I don't think they do. I mean, it's just incredible.
And all the services are down. You know, they don't have power. That's so hard when you're trying to recover from something like this. And then even if you did have money to spend, where are you going to spend it? Everything's closed. Everything's shut down. And so they're just completely dependent on people helping out, on charity getting to them. And people are, fortunately.
And finally, after they, said that they were on the ground helping, it looks as though the government
FEMA actually got there.
showed up.
Yeah.
I know Mayorkas was like, we're there.
Well,
you're not.
First, they had to focus on equity. And so they figured out some things about how to be equitable as they're driving to the disaster. And so I don't think they had enough either blacks or Hispanics. And so they had to find some.
They didn't know what to do.
They didn't know what to do. What are we going to do? Too many whiteys. We can't have whiteys going in there. So they got some minorities. And now we're squared away on that.
Now we're good.
Yeah. Their stinking website, if you don't know what we're referencing here, the website shows the priorities of FEMA. And their first priority is to, increase equity or something to that effect? Unbelievable. I mean, just unbelievable. Saving lives or getting help to people, that wasn't even among the top 3 priorities. They didn't even list that.
That just goes without saying.
Yeah, of course, sure. So Biden walked in for a hurricane briefing yesterday. Here's how that went.
Full of vim and vigor. We've seen that do boy before. That's his do person now. All right, I'm going to be out back. I'll be over here on the side.
Okay. Who are you? What am I doing? What is this?
This is the governor. Don't worry about it.
Where's my pants? Why am I not wearing pants? You are, Mr. President. Oh, never mind. Okay. Who took my pants? No, Mr. President, you are wearing them. You're wearing them. So he looks ready.
Oh, man.
Right? He's
on
ready
fire,
to kick
ready
the day into gear.
Happy to be there, help Americans.
Yeah. And one of the things he did was to direct Starlink satellites for victims of the hurricane. Now, that's, of course, after Trump had already dealt with that with Elon Musk.
And Elon's been sending more.
Yeah.
He sent more than that, more than even what Trump had asked for, because people had reached out and said, we need help. And Elon was like, on the way.
And Elon removed all fees to the affected areas.
There you go.
Awesome.
All you have to do is literally plug it in.
Which is what he and Trump talked about.
Yes.
And and you can well understand why the government hates him.
Yeah. Because anybody willing to help like that without, what's in it for me? You don't want to trust them.
No, you do. No, you don't.
Where's your greed, man? If you don't exhibit your greed, we can't trust you.
You're the richest guy on the planet.
Yeah, we can't trust you.
We can't.
So here he is taking credit for the Starlink satellite situation.
I've also directed the development of deployment of Starlink satellites. 50 are in place right now. More are going to be put 50? In place so people in places like Canton can call for help and reach the ones that loved ones who they're not sure with anybody other than that phone.
Wow.
Really bad.
Terrible.
And by the way, didn't Ivanka Trump arrive with 300 of them already?
I mean, they've been...
300. And the government, we got 50. And
more on the 60.
So
I think the total was 67 that I read that they had reached out.
People can do the thing that happens with the phone.
And by the way, North Carolina will have had 19,522 working kits, but the FCC revoked their bid in bad faith.
Yeah, that was last year,
that
right?
Was
yeah.
So Elon said, had the FCC not illegally revoked the SpaceX Starlink award, it will probably have saved lives today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. Certainly provide peace of mind for people so they could get a hold of loved ones.
Yes.
Incredible. And what has brought all of this on? Climate change.
Thank you.
Of course, climate change.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No. I wasn't going to say. This is just part of the Earth's cycle. This is what happens
where I thought you were going
in
to
the
go.
Earth. No.
Good.
No. This is climate change. This is brought on by us, especially you, Jeff Fisher, who drives an SUV.
I do.
Every day of the week, you drive an SUV. This is directly attributed to you.
And the old SUV, it's not even the new SUV with like EPA regulation.
Right. What is that? What year is that piece
Don't worry
of garbage?
about what year.
Don't worry about. Don't worry about what year it is. But here's Biden. If you don't believe what we just told you, that this is all brought on by climate change, here's what he thinks of you.
Let me close with this.
Okay.
Nobody can deny the impact of climate crisis anymore. At least I hope they don't. They must be brain dead if they do.
You're brain dead.
You're brain dead if you do.
You're brain dead if you do.
You're brain dead if you do.
Yeah, disregard the fact that there have always been hurricanes on this planet. Don't even think about that. I don't even want to hear that part. You're brain dead if you think that this wasn't entirely due to climate change. Here we are in the middle. Do you remember the beginning of the hurricane season when the experts, the so-called experts from NOAA and elsewhere, were predicting that this was going to be one of the most active hurricane seasons ever? Does that ring a bell to anybody? This was going to be just a dire season for hurricanes. Well, this is the first major hurricane, and yes, it's bad. It's a very bad hurricane. It was
Absolutely.
a Category 4 when it made landfall. It dumped a bunch of rain
Did all
in
kinds of
6
damage.
states. Did all kinds of damage. It's horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But it's one hurricane. Okay, we've had hurricanes stronger than this, more frequent than this. I mean, I don't know. In total, I think 3 hurricanes have reached American shore. So
Yeah.
where are you getting climate change with this? I tell you, if anybody knows brain dead, it is Joe Biden, who is the very definition of brain dead. But we've always had powerful hurricanes. Many more frequent seasons than this, much more intense than this. You know the most deadly hurricane of all time. You know when that happened? I think you probably do because I've mentioned it multiple times. The Great Galveston Hurricane of 1900. You might recognize that as 124 years ago. In 1900.
Are we sure that even happened?
Yes, we are sure that happened.
I don't know that it actually happened.
Killed 10,000 people.
Yeah, it was terrible.
10,000, they think. It might have been even more than that. That was a Category 4. There have only been 4 Category 5 hurricanes to ever make landfall in the United States. So we've had a whole bunch of Category 5 hurricanes on the way.
Yeah.
But they almost always slow down and de-intensify by the time they hit shore. And again, this was a slow hurricane season until this event.
And that's if and when they hit shore, right? I mean, there's been plenty of times when you see the satellite footage of 4 or 5 hurricanes in the Atlantic, and they all want to go back right anyway, and they just swing away from land and
are harmless.
Off they go.
Don't hurt anybody, unless you're out in the middle of the ocean, and you happen to be caught in that. That would be bad. But Hurricane Camille That was 1969. There was Andrew.
Yeah, that was bad.
There was Michael. And there was one, I think, in 1933. So there have been 4 in U.S. history.
What was Katrina? 3, 4?
It was a 3 when it made landfall. Yeah. What happened with Katrina was, if you remember correctly,
same with
looked
Helene,
like,
really.
we dodged a bullet there. Yeah. And then the levees broke. Yeah. So that's what caused.
And that's what happened, similar to what happened with Helene, right? I mean, it came on land, did the damage, and started cutting its swath through the states, and then just unloaded all the rain in the mountains,
right? Which
crushed the Carolinas.
They just weren't prepared for that. They were prepared in Florida, where it made landfall as a Category 4. So the disaster, it wasn't really that bad.
I mean, it was
in Florida.
It was obviously bad, hurricane disaster.
Yes,
but not like
but more typical.
Prepared. Yes,
more of what we normally see. The rest of this is not what we normally see. So it's tough to prepare for that when you're in Asheville, North Carolina, right? I mean, you because you don't expect it.
No, you do not.
And so they're caught somewhat unawares. And
you expect maybe even rain. You say, okay, the storm's coming on. The storm is going to, fall apart as it gets on land, which they all do. Mm-hmm. And it's not, by the time it reaches us, we'll have some rain or remnants from the storm, but it won't be like it was.
Yeah.
You just don't believe that that's going to happen. And of course, it's they said, like every 100 years or something, they have this happen. Well, okay. Mm-hmm. There we go. Mm-hmm. It's almost like it has happened before.
Almost like that. Yeah. I mean, it's so disingenuous. It's such a lie to try to blame climate change for this when all summer long we've been like, there have been, I don't know how many articles I read in August, in late August into early September. Where are the hurricanes?
No storms.
There's no storms. Why so quiet?
Atlantic's cooling down. We don't know why.
Yeah, right. Because it was at the boiling point if you were to listen to the climate change morons. And so that should have spawned all kinds of hurricanes. Why didn't it?
But we're the brain dead ones.
Yeah, we're the brain dead ones. And don't politicize this thing. That's what they do every time they bring up climate change. They are politicizing it. We haven't mentioned it until now. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. They never talk about it until, it's like after the hurricane season of 2005, which included Katrina and a bunch of others. I mean, that was a terrible season.
There were a few years there, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there,
where you thought Florida was going to be wiped off the map.
Holy cow. I mean, we evacuated. I was at the radio station doing Operation Storm Watch. It seemed like every weekend.
Yeah. Right. It did seem that way. And it almost was that way.
It almost was.
Then we went into this quiet period where we didn't have a major hurricane for 10 or 15 years after that. They didn't say anything about it then. And then every single time you actually do get a hurricane that makes landfall, then it's climate change. Yep. Jeez, where were you when it was quiet? Where were you? It's really frustrating. That's a button issue for me. That pushes every button I have.
Well, we played, President Biden, but we have, our acting president, or she's running for president.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris. She's out taking the bull by the horns too.
Oh, good.
And
good,
if you want
to
talk about a button issue, that'll.
She's got a hot button issue.
Yeah. For you, she's great. She's great,
isn't she? Though
she is,
and her companion, her running mate. Tim Walz is even greater. The two of them. We'll get to some of their genius.
What a nightmare.
We got to get into that, too, because he is redefining masculinity.
He is redefining masculinity.
Yeah. So you knew that in advance, that he was the guy who is redefining what it means to be masculine.
Duh.
And I appreciate it so much. Show us the way, Doug. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Americans are tired and frustrated by a stalling economy, though, inflation, endless war, and the relentless assault on our values. Thankfully, there's companies like Patriot Mobile that still believe in America and still believe in our Constitution. That's why I love to partner with Patriot Mobile, because they're on the front lines fighting for the First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, our military and first responder heroes, and they do it every day. Take a stand for conservative causes. Put America first by switching to Patriot Mobile today. You'll get the same nationwide coverage as the big providers because Patriot Mobile operates across all 3 major networks, and they back their service with a coverage guarantee. They have 100% U.S.-based customer service, and they'll find the best plan to fit your needs. You can keep your phone number if you want, or you could change it. You can keep your phone, or you could upgrade. It's all up to you. They'll help you work all that out. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT right now. Get a free month when you use the offer code PAT. Don't be fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or that say they have the same coverage. They don't, and they can't. With Patriot Mobile, you don't have to compromise any quality of service at all for your values. That's what's so great about it. You get real quality and you align with your values. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT. Get a free month of service today.
Pat Gray Unleashed now continues.
So Kamala Harris has a new vice presidential crisis jacket. Is that what this is?
She sure does.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
just out and about trying to look tough.
Let's check that out. There it is.
Go.
Wow, that's noticeable too. She made sure that
Got the seal on it.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did.
it's a seal of the vice president. I don't know if I've ever seen
Same
the
here.
seal of the vice president.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what they... And I don't know if it's the same seal or not, but isn't that the seal that, always on the podium? When
Yeah,
she's
it is
speaking,
the
just
same
like
seal. Yes,
presidential
it's the
seal,
same
right?
seal. Yes.
Okay, I just haven't noticed it, I guess. Are we sure it's not the good housekeeping seal of approval?
Very well, maybe.
Maybe
The
good housekeeping is
seal of approval.
Yeah,
I
they've
don't know
just
that she
endorsed
would
it.
actually get that.
I hope not. Agonizing. Then she had a photo op moment before getting briefed in Georgia. Here is what that looked like.
Thank you all. Mayor, I am now listening. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Thank you for the press for joining us, and now we will excuse you from the room so we can get down to this.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Head back this way, please.
Okay, that was riveting. All right.
So she goes to Georgia.
Yes.
Biden goes to North Carolina. I mean, we're just trying to show that we're all involved, all hands on deck.
Yeah. We're taking this seriously.
And Joe showed up in his, parka, with a sleeveless parka, right, without a presidential seal, any of that. He did have the seal at the front of the chair he was sitting at when he sat down there when he came in for his briefing. But she gets the seal jacket. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
She's the one,
Yeah.
right?
She is the one.
She
Yeah.
is the one. She might as well be president right now. Because
I mean, it's embarrassing that we don't have a president, really.
really, we don't. And maybe that's a good thing right now. I don't know, until we can find somebody who can really do a good job with that position. So maybe we should be very thankful for the fact that Joe has effectively abandoned the presidency, and she's not quite there either because she's out campaigning. So good.
Yeah, you're right, Fisher. He's not wearing anything on his jacket,
Yeah.
just
No.
the lapel.
When he got off the plane, he had his sleeveless
Yeah, he did.
vest on or
Yeah.
whatever. There was no seal or no FEMA on it, no president on it, nothing. It was just an old man in his parka.
Parka.
Wearing a parka in 80-degree heat? Yeah. All right.
It was sleeveless.
Well,
so it cooled down.
the elderly do tend to get cold.
cold.
I know that for myself. So
That's
you got to
why
bundle
wheel
up.
them out in the sun.
Yep, you want to
That's why
bundle
wheel
up.
them out in the sun. But we found out that Biden is working hard getting people 50 Starlinks out there.
Yeah, while Trump has lined up 300 already.
Yeah. I mean, and Elon has sent over 1,000 already.
Yeah.
Just to help with and admonishing fees. We're not just use them. But Kamala yesterday she told us how much she's gonna help the individuals that were harmed in this storm, and they're just opening up the wallet.
Cut 12.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected.
Wow, they're going to provide generational wealth for the people affected.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
generational wealth.
Yeah, they're going to hand this. You're going to hand this down to your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. This $750 will be in your family forever. Forget about it. None of you probably have to work ever again.
Never.
$750. Whoa.
I know.
That is, if I'm not mistaken, the exact sum they provided the victims of the fire in Hawaii. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to send you $750.
Which they just reported was an accident, by the way. It got started. It was a power line accident.
Yeah, I saw that.
By the way,
yeah.
So, side note. Plus, also, I was looking at this breakdown. We give over $1 billion, almost $2 billion to Ethiopia, $1,600,000 to Jordan,
okay,
$1,400,000 to Egypt.
Wait, we're giving $1.6 billion to Jordan.
$1.1 billion to Afghanistan. $1.1 billion to Somalia. $1 billion to Yemen. Yemen. 987.
Well, our close personal friends in Yemen really deserve that money, right?
$987 million to Congo, $896 million to Syria, and it says here on this report 9,000 per illegal immigrant that has entered the U.S. And I would venture to say that it would be more than that, really. But okay, but thanks.
Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, and you're welcome.
Thanks for the $750.
Sure. And that's not to mention Ukraine. What are we providing Ukraine?
Correct. Billions.
Well, according to that report, that Fisher, I think he skipped it.
I did, because that's not true. It's way more than that. It says $24 billion.
To Ukraine?
Yeah.
Well, we've done that more than that in one fell swoop.
Yes,
what are you talking about?
Thank you.
That number is 250 to 300 billion.
Yes.
The actual number.
Yes.
Which made me. That's why I went down the list of the African countries, because that's probably right.
Maybe.
But there's. I mean, if
never know
those are as right, those are as off as the Ukraine money on that list, then it's all of it is a lot more.
Right.
Which is a little frightening, actually.
Fox News reported $200 billion to Ukraine a year or two ago. You remember that? We talked about that report.
Yes, we did.
It was a long time ago, and it was $200 billion because they included everything.
Since.
Oh, it's probably $300 billion by now, easily. Because we've had a couple of bills that gave them $60 billion plus.
And then he's just given some.
Yeah, and then just every week they provide more. The bill's not enough, so here's an additional
I'm
$3
authorizing
billion.
some more.
Yeah, and that keeps happening. But for victims of Helene, we're going to go crazy. Here's $750. Knock yourselves out. You're welcome.
I want to be clear, too. I would bet money.
Hopefully not $750.
You have, not me. That they will expect you to pay that back.
That wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It's despicable. We can't take care of our own. You talk about America last. This is a perfect example of it. They should have been embarrassed to mention that figure. $750? What?
I just lost my entire home.
Yeah.
Or like that family that we talked about.
Yeah.
The mom lost her son and her parents. And $750 is supposed to do
I don't know what amount would make you feel right after something like that.
$1 million.
But you definitely, it could have been, it could have been worded better. Like we're gonna start everybody off with $750 right now, just so you have something to start getting back on your feet, and I don't know where you're going to spend it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. What do you even do? Where does it go?
And is it cash or just a government debit card?
Is it going to be deposit to my account because I can't use it?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no power.
Yeah.
There's no ATM.
Well, you still have the money. Why don't you shut up?
Yeah, why don't you?
The money's in your account.
We're talking generational wealth here, Chris.
Thank you. Ungrateful.
Looking a gift horse in the mouth. What a weird expression that is.
That is such a
gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah. You're looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because if someone gave you a horse,
right,
you're supposed to just say thank you.
Okay. But if you look at its mouth,
if you look at the mouth,
what does that mean? Oh, you're making sure
it's not old
quality.
and it's good. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Long.
Yeah.
Long in the tooth.
It's a perfect example.
Long in the tooth. That comes with the horses. That's.
They have long teeth?
Mr. Farmer, Mr. Rancher, Mr. Westerner just walked in. I'm sure he can tell us all about horses and how you find out if they're long in the tooth. Or
yeah, you call the guy who's running your horses and you say, "Are these old? Are these dog food?" Or I have to tell you, I have worse news for you than the $750.
Oh boy.
I get a call last night, and I'm on my way to Asheville today.
Awesome.
And we're bringing out a plane load of stuff, and then we're just taking helos and just airdropping them in.
Yeah.
And
helos is a hip word for helicopters, I'm guessing. You're taking helos.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Just trying to keep up.
Are you dumb?
I'm just trying to keep up.
Sorry.
No, I am.
Are
yes.
you brain dead or?
According to Joe Biden,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the helos.
Corey Mills is the one who got
Corey
those
Mills,
orders.
right?
Yeah, congressman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are. We have to have like people who have been in special forces to come with us because gangs now are hijacking the trucks.
The police should be shot on sight.
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
should be.
Anybody
question.
who is despicable enough to take advantage of this situation should be shot on sight.
People are being robbed. Even the police now are so overwhelmed that they're having a hard time.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call from somebody who's on the ground. And
is this our Blaze reporter?
No,
okay.
It's not anybody related to me, just somebody I know. And he said, Glenn, there's a problem because FEMA now is coming in.
Right.
And I said, okay.
And they finally showed up at 80 hours or days later, whatever it is.
Good. That's good, right? Yeah. Good. Welcome, FEMA. He said, except they're confiscating the food. And I said, excuse me?
What?
4 separate people, none of them will allow me to use their names because they're afraid of blowback from the federal government. Mm-hmm. And then they will not be able to help anybody. Mm-hmm. 4 people yesterday had government officials walk in to churches, to schools, whoever is distributing food, okay? This is all privately collected food. And FEMA is walking in and saying, you can't distribute this food anymore. We're taking it and we'll be distributing it. And they said, well, excuse me, this is private food.
No, you can't.
We know where this needs to be distributed better than you do. We're taking the food. If you would like FEMA to be in your community and help, you will give us the food.
Wow.
And they're threatening them in the way of...
Well, get out.
That's what I say.
Then get out.
That's what I say.
Right. No, you're not getting food.
Yeah.
Well,
forget it.
All of them told me, Glenn, they're coming in force, and we are not screwing with the federal government.
Right.
I mean, that is... That's really bad. I'm going to talk to these people today in person. I want to look them in the eye. I want to see where the food was, where the food is now. But it's bad. It's really, really bad.
That is crazy. All right, 888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here from Frugal Father. Nothing has been as devastating as Hurricane Biden-Harris. You'd have to be brain dead to disagree.
No kidding.
True. Know what I'm saying? Tweets. Yeah, it had to happen. Obviously, that handle had to happen.
What I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? It sure feels like they're confusing weather with climate. I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
No, we are supposed to do that when it benefits them.
It is to their benefit.
That's correct.
Exactly. But when it snows in October in Los Angeles, that's weather. That's not climate change. That's just weather. Don't confuse weather with climate. In fact, they coined the term weather weirding when things like that happen. Amazing. The hypocrisy and the ability to have it both ways on every issue.
Always.
Must be nice. Chuck Shazam Bartowski. It's all about those green lasers and 5G towers bringing all that hurricane rain into North Carolina.
I mean,
think about it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
From MAGA Baker USGB. That's like the brain-dead pot calling the kettle brain-dead. Let's see. Smallmouth Bass. Democrats' response regarding Elon, Trump, and Starlink. It's a political stunt.
Uh-huh.
Yep. From New Green Deal for Trump, $750 for the people affected by the hurricane. They probably gave them a debit card,
correct,
and none of the ATMs or grocery stores can take and process debit cards right now because of the fact that there's no internet.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about. And listen, you be thankful that you got the card. Okay? I mean, I can understand your frustration that there's no ATM or, grocery store computers running right now, but tough.
Sorry. Comrade Eliza, $750 per full. That's an increase of the $750 per family in Maui. Wow, thanks, government. Really breaking the bank with the generosity. That's right. It was $750 per family.
Yeah, maybe that's what she means.
Maybe. I don't know.
750. I mean,
I don't know.
What can we play? Do we have that clip? Because what does she say? She says $750, not a person, right? I don't.
Let's
remember.
Go back to the clip and see how she phrases that.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included.
Pause it for a second. Where'd the Lisp come from? The $750. Then the $750.
She's in the mountains. She's in Georgia. She wants to sound like a Georgian.
Okay. All right. Start it over.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula.
Yeah, we don't know. So is that family or per person?
Yeah.
Folks.
For folks. For folks.
Wow, I didn't notice that until just now.
It's for the folks.
It's for the folks.
Okay, so shut up. I didn't say it was per family or per person. I said it was for the folks.
For folks.
$750. Okay? Where'd this come from?
I don't know.
Has it been there all along and I never noticed before?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Because I think the other time she's trying to have her other accents, right? I mean, she's come up with plenty of other accents whenever she's around different ethnic groups.
Yes, no question. She does the same thing that Biden or Obama used to do.
Obama did, yeah.
Obama did that all the time.
Yes, he did.
Our own Julio Rosa is on the ground in North Carolina from Blaze Media. Here's what he said. Cut 6.
To be up on that wall where them other ones are.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one and that one used to be over there.
What do you want the rest of the country to know about what's happening in the area?
Well, just communities banding together, helping each other. Families helping families.
You got this van over here too.
These guys will tell the government to go get bent.
These smaller communities, a lot of the families will band together. They share their food, their water.
Yeah. That's what America's about.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything was kind of dragging all down that way then.
Yeah, because right back where that big tree is back in the back, right? The creek's back there and it wraps around and comes under this bridge. Something happened back in there that stopped it from flowing this way, and it all came right through here. So those old buildings there, this building flooded, I don't know, it was 2006, somewhere early 2000s, I wasn't here. It flooded right before they got to move in. They had to put those buildings in to house the trucks, and then they rebuilt it here.
There you go.
That's happened again. We
my
want to
God,
rebuild it here.
It had happened before with the flooding, just not as devastating.
Right. Exactly.
I've talked about that before. I talked about that before in my grandparents' house. Every year it would flood up to the back of the porch. It would come up, and that's just the way it did. And then that 100-year time comes, and it's up to the second story.
When I was growing up in Montana, we used to hear news reports all the time as I was getting ready for school. I still remember this, where they're talking about the Mississippi Valley flooding every year.
Yes.
It just flooded every year. And so people dealt with this all the time. It wasn't because of climate change then. It was because that's what happens. So if you live in the Mississippi River Valley, you're going to be flooded. Well, the same thing happens everywhere else, too. For the most part, most areas flood.
Yes.
It's just a nature of the beast, especially when, if you're going to build on the beach, if you're going to build on the shore, you're going to be flooded eventually.
Yeah,
right?
Storm's coming.
Storm's coming. And you're going to be affected by it.
Storm's coming. You build your property on a river, it's going to flood.
Yep.
Period. It's going to flood. That's what it is. That's why you figure out how to build where it's not going to flood, or it's going to flood not as much, every 100 years.
So the reason we see more people affected by this is because more people live in those areas now.
Yes, they've decided, you know what, I'm going to take that chance.
I'm going to do it. And I like it that way. I like the view. I like being near the water. I'm going to pay a little bit extra. And then you get hit by a storm, and it's not as great as you thought it might be. But there's so many factors that go into this. And
absolutely.
This is not a new phenomenon.
But I love the fact that, it's so terrible what happened. And you see the damage and the devastation that happened to these people. But those are the people that will tell the government to get bent.
Yeah.
We're fine. You can go ahead and get off my property.
In the Galveston Hurricane in 1900, they actually posted people at the roads coming into Galveston to send the feds away when they got there. We got this. This is Texas helping Texans. This is people helping people. We're going to take care of this in a neighborly way. We don't need you. They turned them away. I can't imagine that happening now.
No way.
And, you're going to need all the help you can get in Asheville, North Carolina, and elsewhere right now. So that won't happen. But it's just a different mindset now, and different circumstances and situations that cause these things to occur and be so bad.
And the mindset is definitely different. They've ingrained in us that we need the government now.
Yes. Yep. Thanks to FDR and Lyndon Johnson, we're dependent on the government way more than we should be. Here's, I think Julio took these too, some aerial photos, some aerial shots from North Carolina on some of the devastation. Cut 8. So you see all the mud, down tree branches.
Oh, yeah. Some of the footage that was shown on X after this happened, the before and afters were remarkable.
Yeah.
One way out.
Yep. Poof. That makes it tough.
Sure does.
So that's what we're dealing with right now. And here's some of what emergency workers saw in North Carolina.
We had about 2 inches of water in here, and in 2 minutes it was to my knees. And I looked outside and it was chest deep, and then I went upstairs, and in a minute the doors buckled and the water came through. This pickup was sitting right there. Pushed it all the way halfway down the building. The truck down there with the open bays, it was in here. It's totaled. That's about a $300,000 cash unit. It was unbelievable. I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen anything like it. My grandmother talked about the 1916 flood. Oh, yeah. What she told me, this is on the order of that.
Wait, there was no climate change in 1916. What's he talking about?
Thank you for fact checking him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In real time, that needs to be fact checked.
Yes.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
You're a
Hulu
liar.
should have said that. Hulu should be like, you lying liar.
Yeah. You're a lying liar who lies.
We're done talking to you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, you've got no credibility
And
here,
your
my
grandma's
friend.
a liar, too.
Yeah.
Nothing happened
If
in
she really
1916.
said that, which I doubt,
I highly doubt.
then she's a liar just like you are. 1916 hurricanes. Get out of here. Hurricanes didn't start until the year 2000.
Thank you.
It's that stupid.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Wow. All right. If you like the show, you're going to love the merchandise we have for the show. Go to shopblazemedia.com today, and you can check out everything from our Brr, I'm cold. Brr, it's cold, I'm cold sweaters and T-shirts to our Pat Gray hats and beanies, the throwback Glenn and Pat T-shirts, and a lot more. And, of course, there's all the other Blaze Media merchandise right there at your fingertips. Everything from the Blaze Heritage and Blaze Media collections, jackets, T-shirts, hoodies, socks, mugs. There's just so much there that you're going to love. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. Check out my merchandise and everything else that's available there. There's going to be something you love. Use my promo code PAT10 and you'll get 10% off your entire order. That's shopblazemedia.com, promo code PAT10 to get 10% off today.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
And Jeffy, you got a Fat Five situation for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Good. All right.
Let's rock and roll. You want to do a Fat Five? Let's do it. Chewing the Fat Five. We'll start out with the outage at Bank of America yesterday that left some of the bank's customers unable to access their accounts, and others said that they saw erroneous balances of $0. Some clients Bank of America has responded, and they said some clients are experiencing an issue accessing their accounts and balance information this morning still. But however, these issues are being addressed, and they've largely been resolved. So, why don't you shut up?
Stop your whining.
Quit your whining.
I don't want to hear it.
We apologize for any inconvenience, but
so you had a zero balance in your account, so we just took some of it.
We don't know what happened. We're working on it, so why don't you just shut up? All right, everything looks to be largely resolved. Okay.
All right. Good.
All right. Whatever you say.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
That's right. If your account still has issues, that's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Can't
Sorry. Senator J.D. Vance and Tim Walz's vice presidential debate. The numbers are in 43.2 million viewers, which is a 25% drop from 2020's vice presidential debate between Harris and Pence. And that 2020 debate garnered 58 million. So they broke it out. Networks, of course, it was aired on. It was a CBS debate. So CBS had the most views, 9.6, Fox 7.9, and then ABC, NBC, and MSNBC. Mm-hmm. And they had 67 million for the Trump-Harris debate, right? And and the Trump-Biden then had 51 million. So I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah,
it's okay. An unexploded U.S. bomb from World War II that had been buried at a Japanese airport exploded yesterday.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Causing a large crater in a taxiway.
It's been inert for, 70 years?
That just blows up.
And then all of a sudden, it explodes.
So, and you can see the pothole and the big history, obviously, that the bomb hosed. And there's footage from a training flight area away from the airport that shows it exploding. It left, I don't know, like 7 yards in a 3 feet deep hole. They canceled about 80 flights. They said that they were going to get the airport back up and running today. And I love this, that there's no threat of second explosion. How do they know that? I mean, there's no threat of second explosion maybe from that one.
Yeah.
But as you read about what happened, the Miyazaki Airport, built in 1943, a former Imperial Japanese Navy flight training field, which some kamikaze pilots took off on attack missions from. Mm-hmm. A number of unexploded bombs dropped by the U.S. military during World War II have been unearthed in the area. Other unexploded ordnance dropped by the United States was reportedly found nearby at a construction site in 2009 and 2011. Hundreds of tons of unexploded bombs from the war remain buried around Japan and are sometimes dug up at these construction sites. A total of 2,348 bombs weighing 41 tons were disposed during last year. So this is just a reminder. You probably shouldn't have attacked us. Sorry.
It's a good safety tip. Thank you, Jeffy.
Probably shouldn't have attacked us.
That is a good reminder for others.
Sorry they're still going off, but it's just a little reminder. Mm-hmm. Next time, don't attack us.
Good safety tip. Thank you.
Speaking of World War II, the wreck of a ghost ship of the Pacific, the USS Stewart, has been found off the California coast. 314-foot long vessel was found nearly 3,500 feet beneath the ocean's surface. They've been wondering what happened to it. The destroyer, captured by the Japanese forces during World War II, was scuttled and abandoned near Indonesia, and then Japanese forces salvaged it and used it to escort naval convoys after the war. Where they recommissioned it, and then they ended up sinking it for target practice. What I found fascinating about this is that they were using advanced robotic sonar technology and underwater drones. It's a torpedo-shaped drone that they survey 50 square miles of ocean floor in a day. Now, they claim that they've got 26% of the ocean floor mapped in high definition. Now, their goal is to map the entire ocean floor by 2030. You're going to need more drones. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's 140 million square miles of ocean.
They keep saying that we know more about Mars
I know.
than we know about what's under the oceans here. So to have that all mapped out by 2030, I think is probably unrealistic.
I think so too. But hey, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. And drive safely, won't you?
Thank you.
888-933-93. More coming up.
Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. Somehow we just got into a Barbara Streisand discussion because of
people needing people.
For some reason, that word came up, and when that word comes up,
you think of Barbara
then
Streisand.
You think people who need people are the luckiest people in the world.
She is
awesome.
She is.
That's brilliant.
Doesn't begin to describe
Barbara freaking Streisand
it
right there.
Sure
man.
is.
That is bad.
And how?
What do you mean,
how is it possible that you like Barbara Streisand, Chris?
What is not to like?
What are you, 12? You're 12.
Yes, I'm 12.
And
yes.
You don't know most bands from the 70s or 80s.
It's because of my mom.
Okay, she liked Barbara Streisand, and now you like her.
How could you not like Barbara Streisand? Is the question?
Because she's
You're talking about Babs.
Terrible. Ick.
You're talking about.
No, thank you.
Babs is it.
No,
Babs, yes.
Babs is it.
Babs.
Not a fan.
Then why do you have it? Why do you have it if you're not a fan?
To mock, people. Specifically for that.
Oh, that's just
so
the one line?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yes.
So good.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What you said.
My favorite thing about Babs is that I think she's on her, I don't know, I want to say 5th, but it might even be more than that, cloned dog.
Oh,
really?
really?
Yeah, she clones her dog.
Yeah, she clones her dog. It's the same dog.
Same dog.
She may. It's the same dog.
It's the same dog.
Same exact dog.
I wish we would have done that with our dog, Indy, that we had for so long, and then he died. If I would have been able to clone at that time,
you could. Barbara Streisand.
Okay,
I guess Barbara's done it. So
stop spreading fake news, Fisher. It's only been twice.
Oh,
she's only cloned it twice.
Right. She's cloned him twice.
So that means she's on her third dog.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Huh. What does that process cost? Like $10,000, I bet. $20,000.
Yeah,
I bet it's expensive.
Yeah.
Worth it though when you love your dog.
Oh, how much you guys say?
I said 10 or 20,000.
Oh, cheap. 50,000.
$50,000. Wow.
No, I'm sending it to the Haitians. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I can get another fluffy.
Haitians do cloning?
Yeah, that's what he meant. That's what he meant. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, got some tweets here. Kevin Esslinger, with FEMA taking the food, it sounds to me like they want to take credit for everything the private citizens have done.
Yep.
To help the victims of the hurricane. That's exactly what's going on.
That's for sure.
Unrepentant thought criminal. In the aftermath of Katrina, the cops took the guns. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now safety, of course.
Yeah, of course. In Helene's wake, FEMA's taken the food? If I didn't know better, I'd say the government is against we the people. Yeah, but you know better. So that's good.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Carl Smith, why be surprised FEMA's taking over private food collections and donations? They want to be sure it's distributed equitably.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that would be a reason, right?
Yes! That fits in with our top priority.
Sure does.
Peekapool, the holistic approach Pokemon. So does the F in FEMA now stand for fascist? Chad Nauseum. Kamala was working on her Mike Tyson impersonation. In that clip.
With her lisp?
Yeah, with the lisp. Okay. Yeah. All right. She should have announced that, though.
She's got a ways to go. It's got some work to do on that.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Kamala Harris.
See what I mean? That's not.
It's not there yet.
It's not quite there.
No, it's not there.
No, it's not there yet. The Steve 42. It's Kamala's lifelong speech impediment. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Right. Lifelong. Not a commie tweets. Bank of America slogan is, "I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do," which is why I no longer bank there.
It's mostly resolved. Shut up.
Yeah, don't be belly aching to us. It's been mostly resolved. So
we don't know what happened. We don't know how it happened, or we do, and we're not telling you. But either way, it's mostly resolved.
Yeah, just mind your own business. We have a saying in Minnesota. Mind your own damn business.
Is that where Bank of America's from? It might be.
I'm going to say yes.
It might be.
I don't know. They have that big New York headquarters. The Bank of America building that was right by us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right. Did you read the latest on the fabulous feminist Doug Emhoff, the second gentleman in office? There's an interesting story now, and this is from the guy who has redefined masculinity.
Yes, he has.
And he's so sensitive to women's issues. That's the great thing. So very, very sensitive. In fact, I think we have a clip of him talking about it, right? With what's her face?
Yeah. So he did a sit down with Jen Psaki. And
that's the what's her face I was thinking of.
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute interview. They were out walking and they were sitting down, and it was all special. And she just fawned over him.
Yeah,
reshaping masculinity.
Do we have that, or did I not see that?
We should have. I sent it in.
Yeah, you did send it in.
Yeah, I sent it in.
Okay, well then certainly we don't have it if you sent it in.
That's correct. That I believe.
There's some kind of block there.
That I 100% believe.
That's a Jeffy clip. Don't put it in there. Don't do it. Anyway, she did. She fell all over him on this you've redefined masculinity thing. We do have it. Okay, let's see it. hear it.
Something that
Live it, love it.
has also been an important part or an interesting part of how people have talked about your role here is how your role has reshaped the perception of masculinity. And I'm not sure you planned on that, but you are an incredibly supportive spouse. Has that been an evolution for you? And do you think that's part of the role you might play as first gentleman?
It's funny. I've started to think a lot about this. I've always been like this. My dad was like this, and to me, it's the right thing to do. You know, support women.
Thing to do, supporting
it's
women.
mutual. Like with Kamala and I, we support each other. We have each other's back. And I've said many times when we lift up women, we support women, whether it's pay equity, child care, family leave, and all these issues that, and
reproductive rights,
hellscape.
Right.
Women should not be less than. Women should not have less rights and be treated differently. That's not the American way.
No.
And it's also not like, if some woman succeeds, some dude out there is suffering, it's not a one-to-one relationship. When we lift up women, we lift up families, we lift up the economy. And when I was in the business world, it lifted up the organizations that I was in. It certainly lifted up the White House. When you were there, with you there and Kamala as vice president, it was a great workplace there.
Not for 90% of the workers.
How many assistants has Kamala gone through?
A lot.
Many, like dozens. They all quit because she's such a nightmare to work with and for.
And Jen left, by the way, too, as well.
She did.
So it was so great for her that she left.
She did. But this same guy, this feminist second gentleman, also apparently slapped his girlfriend back a while ago.
Yeah, they were at the Cannes Film Festival. And
what kind of film festival was it?
Is it Cannes?
It's a Cannes. Yeah, the Cannes Film Festival in France.
Cannes.
And so I guess there was a long line to have the valets go get your car and bring it. So she gave one of the valets $100 to put him at the top of the list. And while she was talking to him, she put her hand on his shoulder.
Oh my, you can't have that.
Skank.
That's what he thought.
That's what he thought. He came over, spun her around, slapped her in the face because he thought she was flirting with the valet.
What are you supposed to do, Pat? You tell me. If you see your girlfriend hand $100 to the valet, put his hand on the shoulder, what else are you supposed to do?
Nothing. That's my thought.
I don't
Nothing.
know, maybe say, what's going on?
Yeah, maybe say, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that while you're with me. I don't know.
Or what are you doing? What are
you doing?
So she's able to say,
are you hitting on the guy?
I just gave my man here $100 to get us to the front of the line.
Anyway, she slapped him back twice. Smacked him with both hands, which is awesome. But I've always been this way. I just believe in treating women this way.
Yeah.
My dad did that. I do that. Really, Doug. Same second gentleman who not only did that, but impregnated his nanny while he was married to his first wife.
Now, this is the nanny today and out there. She says that she hasn't commented when they reached out to her. Like she didn't want to comment anymore.
Okay. Did you want to comment?
No, I'm just saying that's her today.
Okay. All
That's her today. She's living out on the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Is that one of your moo-moos?
Living large.
Oh, is she wearing a Jeffy there?
Is she wearing a Jeffy?
I can't see the logo.
Moo-moos by Jeffy.
Can't see the logo on it.
I think that might be one.
I think that's one.
So she's a client.
It looks fine
so
to me.
You like her.
The problem.
You like her.
Does.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But does he take care of that child?
Okay, so
does he acknowledge
there
that
is no
child?
Yeah, he admitted it. He admitted the affair.
Okay.
He admitted the affair.
Yeah.
And I read in one article it talked about they don't know what happened to the kid, but then there was another article that read that she had a miscarriage.
Oh.
And then there was another article that I read that said she had a miscarriage and he caused it. They had called the police. There was police called at one of the residences, and he paid her off, which I thought was
he's redefining masculinity,
which I thought was Donald Trump hush money.
Yeah,
we couldn't do that anymore, but apparently it's okay for them.
Yeah,
and so maybe that's why she's living in the Hamptons. I don't know. So I don't know. But that's what So it's she did get pregnant. As far as I know, there's no kid. What happened, whether it was an abortion or miscarriage or whatever, I'm not 100% clear on that. But he did admit it, which, she was the teacher nanny when he decided, I guess he had to give her a ride home or something. Mm-hmm. Take care of a little nanny business. Thanks for watching the kids.
Well, he's redefining masculinity.
He is redefining masculinity.
That's what it means to be a man. You take care of the nanny, I guess.
In any way you can.
Any way you can. Yeah. That was a tip for her. Okay, I know we promised you $8 an hour, but I'm going to throw in a little tip. And so he did. That's great. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, that is beautiful. I heard yesterday as well, and I don't know this to be true, but it's just a fascinating side note, that the event that they were leaving at Cannes was hosted by Harvey Weinstein. It's just a
side
fun
note.
Little side note.
Side note there, yeah. Yep. Has he been presented with a question on that particular occurrence? I don't think so, right?
No, not yet.
She supposedly got paid $80,000 to sign an NDA agreement, a non-disclosure agreement.
I mean, she's not living in the Hamptons on
the one that was slapped. I don't think the name. Yeah. So, he confessed apparently to the slap woman that he slapped her. And probably shouldn't have, but he said, "But you got me back." So, implying that they were even. Yeah, we're even because you slapped me up one side and down the other. I don't know, something to that effect. And then he gave her $80,000 to keep her mouth shut. So that's nice. That's really great. Okay. And then he met Kamala, and it was
love at first sight.
Yeah, and happily ever after.
Well, he met this chick from Match.com, right? And so they hooked up from Match.com, and she was an attorney as well, I think. And he was busy at the time. I think he was divorced then from the first wife. They most definitely were separated, but they may have already been divorced because he was on the hunt for a stepmom for the kids, and he had been dating her for a little while, and then when this happened, then
I guess the slap ended.
That relationship fell apart. Yeah,
so picky. Yeah,
one slap.
Yeah. One little slap.
One slap.
She got him back twice.
I know.
So he should have broken up with her.
Yeah. Well, he's redefining masculinity. So he allowed her.
And then
to
he found. Then he found Kamala.
Yeah, which. Wouldn't that end everything for you right there?
Absolutely.
You finally found her, and there she is. There she is. All right. Let's talk about something we all deal with from time to time. Well, every night, hopefully. Sleep. How would you define your relationship with sleep? For me, it's been kind of a roller coaster ride, struggling to fall asleep and stay asleep. I can usually sometimes not, but usually get to sleep fine, but then I keep waking up during the course of the night. Let me recommend something great for you. It's called Beam's Dream Powder, and it's fantastic. It's a delicious hot cocoa that you specifically designed to help you sleep. Seriously, it really will transform the way you sleep, and you don't wake up groggy afterwards either. They have great flavors like sea salt caramel, brownie batter, vanilla chai. How do you CHAI? It's chai.
Yeah.
Okay. Cinnamon, the classic cinnamon cocoa. Every serving is only 15 calories and 0 grams of sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better. Dream contains a natural blend of some great things. Reishi, magnesium, all kinds of great stuff. Melatonin to help you get to sleep and stay asleep. You wake up feeling refreshed with no grogginess during the course of the day. So if you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, here's a sweet deal for you. Get up to 40% off for a limited time at ShopBeam, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat Gray. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. That's Shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat Gray. Promo code PAT for up to 40% off.
Follow Pat on X at Pat Unleashed. Pat Gray Unleashed returns right after this.
Got some tweets here from D Matters. Just a quick note, Pat and Jeffy. We're not digging up a lot of World War II Japanese bombs in the heartland of the U.S.
No, we are not.
Okay.
No, we are not.
I'm a lickin' butter, so your account balance is 0. Stop your caterwauling. Over there. Relax. Over there. Mr. Alive and Bank of America is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina, I believe. From Truth Seeker. Is it possible that the zero balances in the Bank of America customers' accounts are due to the government/FEMA having confiscated the money to pay the $750 to the folks devastated by Helene?
It absolutely isn't possible. I mean, Mayorkas is crying that he doesn't have enough money to pay to last through hurricane season, right? He wants more money appropriated to Homeland Security for that. So it absolutely is possible.
More BS. Not another dime should go to foreign aid until every house, business, and road is restored in flooded areas and for the fire victims on Lahaina. Let the American people decide. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be great. Yeah. Tacit spectator. A Gulf of Mexico hurricane wiping out communities in the mountains of western North Carolina was not on my bingo card this year. From Bob Crowell. No matter how much we hate this administration, it's not enough.
That is a
Isn't
fact.
that a true statement?
Yes, it is.
Yep. The deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. I did not hear anything Doug said in that interview. I was distracted by Jen's butt-ugly shoes.
That's what I said. I love those.
Oh, let me see the shoes.
I love that style of shoe,
Yeah.
but it doesn't match her outfit at all. So that means that she just loves them.
Mm-hmm.
But for
Can we
sure
get a still shot of the
From
interview there?
Yeah. There you
Jen
go.
Psaki and
Yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah. Those are that
It doesn't go.
That is not a good look.
No, it doesn't go. That's what I said when it was airing. I just hate the shoes. They don't. The whole thing doesn't work.
Not at all.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
She's not.
Yeah, she's not. There you go. She's not.
That's embarrassing. What? Do you know you're on TV? You know that, right?
Probably not. No.
Well, she's not on TV. Remember, guys, this goes straight to the app.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if this was part of Inside with Jen Psaki, but she's not on the regular program. She's just on the app.
Okay. Well, those are definitely app-type shoes.
I guess if she's a guest or does the regular show, she's sitting at a desk.
Yes. Oh, it is the Inside. Oh, yeah. So it is. So, yeah, this is just the app.
Wow.
Her show's only on the app, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is her show on MSNBC itself?
I don't think so.
Not on the network.
I don't think it is.
Not on cable. No.
Right? So
it's too good for that.
Interesting.
Yes,
it's too good for that.
It's too good.
Thank you for that perspective.
Believe me, I know that
Thank
perspective personally.
Wait, are you just on the app?
Just saying. I understand Jen's dilemma.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying. He's just saying, you know what I'm saying. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Israel attacked viciously by Iran. They're saying that almost all the missiles, though, were shot down by Israeli and American anti-missile missiles. So apparently that's really expensive, though.
I bet.
I didn't realize how much each of these individual interception missiles, whatever they call them, the missiles that intercept the rockets that come from somewhere else.
You feel comfortable?
I do this for a living. I don't know if you're aware of that. Yeah, I do this for a living.
You are. You're showing off your military might right now.
But it's only 45 years worth, so I'm kind of new at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I've done it my whole life. Anyway, apparently, Iran was bragging about their missiles and how fast they are. They're the hypersonic things.
Yeah.
They go 6 times the speed of sound. So around 4,600 miles per hour. But they also deployed the even faster hypersonic Fatah 2 rockets that have a maximum speed at 10,000 miles per hour.
How many of those do they actually have?
I don't know. They claim they've got about 3,000 of these. I tend to doubt that.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, when you launch 200 all at once, you've already depleted your stockpile by quite a bit. Now, those apparently only cost, let's see, I was looking for the price of those.
Can't be much.
It's 80,000 or more, apparently.
80,000 or more each.
Yeah, each.
Yeah.
Now,
what about the
missiles that intercept?
Yeah, the interceptors
are $3.5 million each.
What?
$3.5 million.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Somebody's overpricing that thing. We need to go to Costco and get those.
The U.S.
What are we doing?
The U.S. missiles that can intercept the $10,000 or the, let's see, the 10,000 mile per hour missiles. Those are about $3.5 million apiece. The other ones,
I got it. Okay,
that can do the shorter range, 4,600. Those are about $1 million each. So, I mean, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Which is worth it when you're saving people's lives.
For sure.
But how long can you keep it up? And that's the whole point, I think, because Iran just wants to outlast them. And did you read where Erdogan, the head of Turkey, just said something like, we're going to stop them eventually. Sooner or later, Israel will be stopped. I think you're going to find that's not the case. Tayyip.
He's such a good guy, too.
Oh, isn't he?
He's another guy
wonderful?
redefining masculinity.
Yeah, no kidding. But I think you're just going to find that that won't be the case. They will, in fact, not be stopped. And try as everyone may to band together against them, those efforts will be unsuccessful. As you know, Jeffy, from your reading in the scriptures every day on your way to work.
I'm pretty sure it's been prophesized.
Yes, it has.
So,
yes, it has.
I mean, I don't like to talk about my faith, but yeah,
go ahead, just this once.
Prophesized.
Yeah, it has.
It's okay, just one time. Yeah, one time.
Look at that, we're out of time.
So I think Tayyip is going to be disappointed. More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You notice that the press all of a sudden keeps asking J.D. Vance if Donald Trump lost the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. Yeah, but did Donald Trump lose the election? I thought his answer was good. Well, if you remember back on January 20th of 2021, Donald Trump left the White House and Joe Biden entered it.
Huh.
So, what is that? I
mean, they can't stand that he still just denies it.
They can't. Now, can J.D. Vance say, yeah, he lost the election, when Trump won't say that? He can't.
No.
And they know that. But if they were just a fraction as persistent, getting after Kamala and Tampon Tim with all of their lies, if they would try to pin them down just a 1/100th as much as they're trying to pin down J.D. Vance, there's no way that woman could be elected. There's no way.
No. And, he's such a weirdo. He was out campaigning yesterday. He got caught one time trying to make his point about being in China. Again, which just,
in fact, let's play cut 15. Tim Walz getting weird. And again, this is why they use it on J.D. Vance, because he's the one.
Yep. I mean, this is him. This is the starting of his campaign. It's just
who waves that way as a man?
Come on.
Well, thank you all. New York City was a little crazy last night.
Wow.
And then this is him even more weird. You can just go down the list of 16.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's coming out campaigning.
The way he enters a room is so bizarre. Dude, calm down a little bit, okay? You're just so freaky. Calm down. He does this every time.
I know.
He just spazzes out. Look at that. I can't take watching him.
I can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the wave. Like my 4-year-old granddaughter waves. Bye, Pop. Bye, sweetie. Yeah. Okay. That's how you wave to a 4-year-old. That's not how you wave to adult human beings who you want to vote for.
Well, he's a knucklehead sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Then he was asked again to clarify the friends with shooters comment, because he's made friends with a lot of these shooters, the school shooters. That's what he said at the debate.
That's what he said.
Here he is clarifying
is this
that.
At
Cut
the
17.
pizza? Okay.
What do you think your strongest
Yeah. Okay, so pause this for a second. So after the debate, there should be a clip as well when he talks to the group and let's go get pizza. I feel like pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and gets pizza, and it shows him ordering the pizza. Sausage. But then while he's getting pizza and deciding, some of the press are there asking him questions. And this is what you get.
So what do you think your strongest moment was tonight?
I think it was a good debate. The public got to see a contrast. And I think the ending sums it up, the democracy issues and
Governor, you said you become friends with school shooters during the debate. Can you clarify what you meant on that?
Hello?
Can you clarify what you meant when you said you'd be friends with school shooters?
I'm ordering pizza.
I can't hear you.
Right now.
I can't hear you.
I'm ordering pizza.
My mind is really set on this pizza that I have to get. So he never clarifies?
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Okay, here's cut 17. Now do this
I
one.
want to clarify the comments that you made about school shooters.
Yeah, and look, you got to see me. These folks know me. I'm super passionate about this. The question come up about school shooting. We're talking about everything except school shootings. And I sat as a member of Congress with the Sandy Hook parents.
The question came up about school shooting, and everybody's talking about everything but school shootings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he just said?
Yes. Yeah. And the question was, why did you say you were friends with school shooters? I still haven't heard anything about. He keeps going to these people know me. What people are we talking about, first of all? And then what does that have to do with anything?
Don't know.
These people know me, so I can say whatever I want to say.
That's okay.
Yeah. I don't have to make any sense at all. I just spew stuff. Okay? That's my excuse. What's yours?
And the people that know me know that I just make up stuff.
That's right. That's exactly right. They know that I'm just a bald-faced liar.
Yeah.
They know that. They know I'm a communist, and they know I'm a liar. I'm a lying commie.
So what's your point? What do you need from me?
All right, let him finish here.
Do you want to clarify the comments that you made about school shooters?
Yeah, and look, you got to see me. These folks know me. I'm super passionate about this. The question come up about school shooting. We're talking about everything except school shootings. And I sat as a member of Congress with the Sandy Hook parents, and it was a profound movement. Mm-hmm. David Hogg is a good friend of mine. You have seen me do this. I was talking about being people where there are school shooters, and I need to be more specific on that, but I am passionate about this. This one, for my wife and I, is just, as teachers, as parents, is so personal.
Then why did you become friends with the school shooters? That's what. I know you're passionate about it, you and your wife, because you're teachers and you're a coach and you're a dad. Okay, but why are you friends with school shooters?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for here. None of what you just babbled explains anything close to what I asked you.
And David Hogg is not a school shooter?
No, he's not.
Many have made the case that he wasn't even there.
True.
Right.
That is true.
What do I know? Nothing. Nothing is what I know.
But we all knew that you knew nothing. So that's not exactly a revelation.
You all know me.
Yeah, I know you. I know you know nothing. I know that. Yeah, I know that. Do you come from a middle-class family? Because that would explain everything.
I do.
Okay.
I do. You all know
Jeffy's from a middle-class family.
Wow.
Yeah.
You all know me.
So, how about you, Chris? Oh, we already established the fact that you're not.
No, he is not.
You're from an elite family.
Elite. It's not elite. His dad was a mobster on the island.
Uh-huh. Right.
Please. You're going to start with me.
Okay, so then he tried to explain when he visited China.
Oh, this is awesome.
Listen to this explanation.
This is awesome.
Yeah, look, I have my dates wrong. I was in Hong Kong and China in 1989.
Why is this so hard
that move from Hong Kong into China, it was profound for me. That was the summer of democracy. I said it's where I understood how sacred democracy was. It's what encouraged me, about 15 back and forth with my students, taking them to China to understand both, first of all, the culture, but also to teach Chinese students about democracy. That was part of it. I was one of the first group of high school students. There weren't a lot of times that there were high school teachers in there that you could teach in a Chinese high school. And so you've seen me. These teachers see me. I speak like everybody else speaks.
No, you don't.
To be clear, I will tell you that. But here's my whole point on that thing with China.
What's your whole point?
I do understand China.
Douchebag Fetterman standing there behind him, just waiting for these answers to be done. There's no.
I mean, it's inconceivable to me how anybody could look at this guy, listen to this guy.
How is it so hard for him to say, look, I said the wrong date. Sorry. I said the wrong date.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I'm a lying sack of crap. Sorry. That's what he should be saying, because he just lies about everything. And then when you call him on his lies, well, these people know me. I speak like they speak. I misspeak like they speak. I lie like they lie. So they understand.
They do.
They understand I'm lying. Well, they've lied.
We got confirmation about the son.
Oh, I love this. I love this story.
The shooting.
Yes, though we heard about at the debate.
Okay, yeah. So
and J.D. Vance was so great with it. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I'm really sorry to hear about that. That's really tragic."
And I know, thinking we have it. We can
supposedly
play it.
his son saw a school shooting.
We can play the clip from the debate. Yeah, let's play that. But I remember at the time, obviously watching the debate, I thought, "Is that true?"
And of course,
I mean, I feel like I wanted J.D. Vance to go, "Is that true?"
Mm-hmm.
But he answered it perfectly.
I think all the parents watching tonight, this is your biggest nightmare. Look, I got a 17-year-old, and he witnessed a shooting at a community center playing volleyball. Those things don't leave you. As a member of Congress,
Tim, first of all, I didn't know that your 17-year-old witnessed a shooting, and I'm sorry about that. And I hope that he's doing okay. So. Christ have mercy. It is awful.
Wow. Okay. And then it turns out.
Police records show the shooting occurred outside the rec center, and his son never witnessed it.
So his son was in the building,
I guess,
that it happened by, but he didn't witness it.
I mean, the whole we're saying that he's again half a truth. I would, I don't know that I'm willing to give him half a truth, but I will. Maybe the son was there at the rec center when it happened.
There's a word for half a truth though, and it's called a lie.
Are you sure?
It's a lie. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. His son did not witness the shooting.
That's correct.
This guy lies about everything.
Everything. It's incredible.
It really is. It really is. You want this lying sack in office? Do Democrats want this kind of liar
he's
in
been
office?
Lying for years.
Yeah,
years.
About everything. And he doesn't have the dates that he went to China wrong. He just makes crap up.
Yes.
And then he gets caught. He's not used to being fact-checked by a national media.
Right.
And so he's not getting away with it like he once did. And, in the campaign when he first ran for Congress, he lied about the fact that he had a DUI. He lied about that. No, I didn't. I was never arrested for a DUI. No. The police just misunderstood. What was it? He was
you guys know me.
He was dehydrated or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. There was some weird excuse for it, that he was tested and failed the police test. He was tired, or I don't know. But he was arrested for drunk driving. And he lied about that all during his campaign.
Yep.
And he lies about
lost
everything.
His job because of it.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
I mean, that's why he moved to Minnesota.
Lies about in vitro fertilization, lies about China, lies about everything. I mean, he's just a flat out. He doesn't misspeak.
Nope.
He doesn't talk like you talk. He lies. Wow. It's incredible to watch.
It's
really
amazing that he has. I mean, he's gotten away with it this long to remain in office.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a 2-term governor?
Yeah.
In the state of Minnesota? What are you doing in Minnesota? What's happening?
And the stolen valor stuff alone should be enough to disqualify him from this race.
It's not even, and again, it's a half truth, right? It's a half truth. Now, you said that a half truth still is.
Is there a word? What was the word? Oh yeah, lie. It's a lie.
I mean, yes, he was in the National Guard, but he can't. He's not happy with just being in the National Guard,
and he wasn't deployed to a combat zone, and he never carried a gun in a war.
And when they were going to deploy him, he quit. I got to get out.
Yep, he did. But you know him. You know how he speaks.
Yeah, I do.
You know him. Come on.
I do.
You know who he is. He's a coach. Yeah. Right. Thank you. He's a coach. He's a teacher.
I mean, that's what they were saying.
He's a dad. Do you know he's a dad?
He's a dad.
Yeah, he's a dad and a coach teacher. So you can't get any more Midwestern wonderful than that.
There was one clip where they started cheering coach to him. It was just sickening. I don't even know if we have it. And I don't remember him try to quote Ronald Reagan, 19. That's rich from this guy. 19.
Mm-hmm.
When communism was on a spread, when the Russian Empire was spreading, Ronald Reagan stood there and said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
And? So? What's his point on that?
Plus, I'm almost positive it's not Gorbachev, but that's just me.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Whatever. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to be picky.
I'm not going to judge on pronunciations of names.
But there, he could say I misspoke. That's what misspeaking is.
Is that misspeaking?
Yes.
Oh.
Right. That qualifies as misspeaking. Then he tried to mock Trump for buying groceries. And here he is, cut 20.
We're talking about these prices and we're doing things. I saw a photo op of Donald Trump a few weeks ago, and he was in a grocery store. And he pulled out money to pay for a woman's grocery store. Look how generous he was on this.
Yeah.
I would bet you any amount of money that's the first time he's been in a grocery store since 1985. I guarantee you that. He never went into that grocery store. He doesn't actually know what the cost of those things are. But as the rest of the world saw, because of his botched handling of COVID and a global recession, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris had to work ourselves out of that hole.
Bull crap! Oh my gosh!
On top of that,
oh my gosh!
We know how much those groceries cost.
Yeah, we do.
Mr. Walz, governor.
We know how much we've been paying, in addition to what we used to pay.
Yes,
all through the Biden-Harris administration.
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to try to sell that slop, that's
maddening.
That can't work, right? That can't work.
That's maddening.
Because people know that they've been paying inflated prices ever since Harris and Biden took office. From day one, it's been worse.
And by the way, does the convenience stores that Trump goes to prior to Kamala and Tim and Doug going into the convenience stores, does that count as a grocery store or not? Because you would lose your bet there, Tim.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. So what if he hasn't been to a grocery store anyway?
That's what I'm saying, but for sure he has, because he's the one that started going to the convenience stores and talking to people and buying crap for them there.
Right.
And going to restaurants and paying for people and talking to people.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share some incredible news about the Blaze and what you can get out of a really good subscription here to Blaze Plus. This is fantastic stuff. One of the things is this new Frontier magazine. It's beautiful. Have you read this yet? Cover to cover. Cover to cover.
No,
every
not
article.
Cover to cover.
You've seen every ad. I've started
to thumb through it. Yes.
Okay. Thumb through it. I want you to read each and every one of these articles. There's
anyone
some
in particular
really
first,
ones.
or should I just go from
Yes,
left
you can
to
start
right
with ex-friends like these.
Okay.
All right, I'll let you start there. But
reading backwards
e
like we're in
pluribus
China.
unum.
Okay.
Yes, I'm reading Hebrew right now. So.
It's written in Hebrew?
I got the Hebrew
you got the
edition.
Hebrew version. Nice.
That's a good subscription.
That's a good subscription.
Yeah, it is. Help us in this fight against the madness that's going on in this world. The Blaze Unlimited subscription is the way to do that. Visit blazeunlimited.com/Pat. You can secure your spot. There's limited spots here available. And when you join, you help us all stand together and keep the spirit of America alive. There's all kinds of perks that come with this. You didn't give me back that little card.
Oh, no.
Glenn has it,
did
buddy.
not give me back the card,
It's Glenn's
which is so
card
cool.
that we've been borrowing.
Oh, he got mad when we were playing with it so much yesterday.
Yeah, he was pissed that we told people about the sound it makes when you drop it, because he wanted that all to himself. Sorry.
Next time, when you hear that on the Glenn Beck program,
you'll
that
know
started
where it came
right
from.
here.
Like everything else on his show. You know. You'll know where it originated. All right. BlazeUnlimited.com/Pat. BLAZE. BlazeUnlimited.com/Pat. This is like a 70s sitcom.
Unleashed.
Yeah, I like it.
There was a sitcom that sounded just like this.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I'll ask. I have the code, so I'll ask where they got it from.
I wonder if that's an offshoot so that we could... Yeah,
Use
what was it?
Yeah.
Is it the the guy?
It wasn't Good Times.
No, it wasn't Good Times. But it was.
But we lost John Amos, by the way, too.
Yeah, what was he? 88, 83,
somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere in the 80s. Yeah,
So
very
young.
sad.
Prime of life. Was he vaccinated? Is that what happened?
I don't know. Keith is on vacation, so we don't know.
They didn't say that in the story, so it can't. I'm sure that's not true.
What was the name of Red Fox's show? It might have been that one.
Oh yeah, no, that was
no. I don't know.
Shoot.
Yeah, I can't think of it right. Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
Is that the Sanford and Son sort of offshoot theme there? Maybe.
Yeah, it's similar.
I think it is
similar. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some show from the
Can
70s.
we can't go the show. I mean, maybe we could talk about it in overtime as well that we do every day, which is part of your Blaze TV
subscription.
But we can't go. I mean, this is day 3 of America Held Hostage.
Oh, the longshoreman.
Day 3 of America Held Hostage. I want a ticker. I think I'm going to put a ticker up. This can't stand. It cannot stand.
But I read that only bananas are the things that are going to.
Yeah, I've read some articles too.
Just bananas.
That impacts my life greatly, though.
For real?
Yeah, I eat bananas every day.
I don't care.
Every day.
I think we shouldn't be missing one banana.
No, I know.
And it's going to be all kinds of medications that are already now being airlifted, we're using airflow. How much do you think that's going to raise the cost?
A lot.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
It's going to go up.
Yeah, everything's going to go up. And there's not going to be as much of it.
Everybody's thinking that toilet paper is going to be scarce, but it's only scarce right now because people are emergency buying it. They're cleaning out the stocks at Sam's and Costco,
which is stupid.
And so,
yeah, well, I just
almost all
it
toilet
might be
paper.
Stupid, but I have enough.
Almost all of our toilet paper is made here.
Yeah. Well, the price is still going to go up.
Yeah,
shipping costs are still going to go up. So I got it at a low price.
Okay.
Sorry about buying the extra toilet paper, but
how much?
I sent the people out to get.
Did you?
Do some
how many
bonus
cases
shopping.
did you get?
Do some bonus shopping. My wife called and said, "Are you sure?" And yeah. You know what? Add one more.
So 3. So you got 3 cases of toilet paper in the garage right now.
Maybe 4.
Oh wow!
You know those big things of toilet paper can be really expensive.
Yes,
they are.
Yes, they are.
I didn't realize this because we don't buy Charmin, but that Charmin extra
the Charmin is really expensive.
Charmin is.
I bought a case of that. It's like $30-some dollars, like $33.
No, you got to go with the
something.
Sam's Club brand. Whatever.
Yeah, well, we do. That's why I was at my sister's house and I was trying to replenish the stock that we depleted.
Mr. Big Shot.
So,
Mr. Big Shot.
But that's what she gets. So I got the same kind.
Okay.
And it was
that's so nice.
Wow, this is ridiculous. This is going to be flushed down the toilet, right? So, yeah, it can be really, really expensive.
Again.
But again,
I don't care.
Yes. It's the longshoremen.
Yes.
Who are screwing things up right now. Day 3.
I got that we didn't give them enough applause and appreciation. Sorry. Your contract and your pay, I guess, wasn't enough.
But here's kind of an interesting element of this. The Biden administration just forked over how much for infrastructure
Billions.
at our ports so that they could automate, so that they could join us in this century and make things go smoother and faster. And that's exactly what they have the problem with.
Yes.
the longshoremen don't want that money being spent.
They want a raise. They want the raise, which is gets them up to I don't know $70 an hour. And they want the
machine's gone.
The machine's gone. Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I mean,
I feel. Look,
It's like telling Henry Ford, no, you can't. You can't have the assembly line now.
I mean,
no, we're not doing that.
I understand how frustrating it is. I do, but you can't hold America hostage. You can't hold America.
They're doing it.
Cannot be allowed to happen. Yeah. I'm sorry. No.
Well, Reagan didn't allow it with the air traffic controllers in 1981.
It should not be allowed here. And if we have to bring it, I said it jokingly, but I'm almost serious. Just bring in the Haitians and tell them we're going to pay you to work on the docks, and tell the longshoremen,
bye-bye.
Take a hike.
Yeah.
Yep, you guys are all ILA. You know what? You're all ILA, and we're going to pay you $1 million an hour, but there's no jobs. So sorry.
But I'm glad we could come to this agreement.
Yep, but
we just did collective bargaining. All right, we're all done here. All right, anything we didn't fix today, we will be back tomorrow. Well, coming up on overtime, and then again tomorrow.
We have to fix
that
more
thing.
On overtime?
A few more things, yeah.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.